Oh, what the hell? Hey, what are you doing in here? Me? Oh, I was just going to, maybe throw something cute on, because I'm taking myself on a little date. What are you doing in my closet?
If I'm feeling performative, I might read a book.
All right. Get over here. Because good Gooner ASMR is always behind a paywall. I'm thinking about just going out on the town. I haven't left the apartment all day. Makes sense for me personally. I don't really have anything to do. I've done a whole day of just like work stuff. So why not, clock into happy hour and try out a new bar? I'm a little bit anxious going out by myself and enjoying time on my own, because everything that I do by myself isn't adult-y. Like, it's like going to the bookstore or going to a movie and stuff, and like going to like a cocktail bar or just like an area where there are only adults. I've never done that before, and you don't have to ever do that, but I feel like that's the one thing that I do enjoy doing, but I am always with someone, and that's not always gonna be the case. So, I'm thinking casual, cunty, like I look like I'm the bartender and I'm serving you a beer kind of thing. I think I'm gonna get a little chilly, so I might throw on a little sweater. Anyway, it's about 6:08, so I completely missed happy hour, which is great. All right, get over here. But before you consume any alcohol, you must have a full stomach. So I got my chicken cheese enchiladas heated up and ready to go. They're actually not that bad. I only used about 4 ingredients, just because I've never made it, and I'm not trying to be fancy schmancy with it, but they're very good. Mukbang. Everyone turn your ears on. I never make a meal where I'm, disgusted. At the end of the day, I'm just proud of myself for not setting off any fire alarms. But this is delicious. I made a whole big pan of them last night. So I've got a week worth of enchiladas. I saw a TikTok, and I've seen a few variations of this point being made. The whole point is to convince you not to move in with your boyfriend. And it's this girl, and she's always enjoying a night in. And she's like, imagine you've had the longest, hardest day at work. You're exhausted. And you come home, and there's a man. There's a man in your house. Imagine that. The sight of a man after a long day of dealing with a bunch of other random strangers, and then it's like, oh my god, I cannot get a moment alone. I get that. Coming home to your own space, it is bliss. It's beautiful. You don't have to put on some sort of personality for anyone. You don't have to answer to anyone. But things like the house being cleaned when you get home from a long day of work is up to you earlier in the day. That is up to past you to make sure that, when you come home from a long day at work, that the house is clean. And maybe you come home and you've been so busy at work or wherever you're doing that you come home to a messy apartment because you haven't been able to clean. My scenario is that I come home from a long flight or something. I come home to a very clean apartment, freshly cleaned. Everything has been wiped down, the fridge is stocked, the laundry's done, and what is that smell? Oh my god, it's my favorite candle from Bath & Body Works, because the person I'm living with has cleaned for me and has put on my favorite candle because he knows that I like it. And oh my god, is that a home-cooked meal waiting for me? Wow, and it's my favorite food. How did he know? Freshly out of the oven. So there's some pros and cons to living alone versus living with your partner and stuff. The alone time is needed. Everyone needs alone time. But I think coming home to a freshly cleaned house, an amazing meal that was cooked by someone, and you don't have to do anything, you just sit, eat, enjoy. And then they do all the dishes after because they know that you're still exhausted. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful system. All these liberals, they want to eliminate the classic American family, but it's a beautiful thing. I'm kidding. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my meal that I actually did cook for myself. And I'm gonna feed the kids. And then Mama going out on the town. Mama's getting out of the apartment. Okay, I'm going. Damn it. I just hate being perceived. You understand. But, it's dark, so maybe it'll be easier.
Also, I don't think this deodorant works anymore. It worked for me when I was 14. I don't know, I guess my body is overcame and adapted. Let's do what's in my purse, so you know what I got on me, in case you want to come up to me and start something. Number 1, wallet. Should I ask? Should I go to the bar and make friends and be like, which one's your favorite? None of these, don't worry. There's 3 more in the back. Which one? Guys, I need to go to Comic-Con to make friends, not the fucking bar. What am I? Next, wired headphones, so I can talk to you. Pepper spray, if you want to fucking try me, bitch. Lip gloss. What's this? What is that? What's in this pocket? My instruction permit from 2 years ago. Okay. And you know, if I'm feeling performative, I might read a book. You're like, what the? No. I don't know, guys. Just in case. Yes, I will put this book in my bag, just in case I never take it out. Whatever. Oh God, I'm so scared. Oh my God, this is so scary. No, it's not. Oh my God. You know what? I think about all the other vloggers who live in New York City and they just like have this big ass camera with them all the time. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm a wimp if I can't take my little iPhone 12 into the big world and go enjoy some time for myself. Anyway, let's go.
It is actually a very beautiful night. They did not leave my little cardigan, but I thought I'd bring it anyway. Oh, it's always daunting going to a new place, but especially alone. I've never been here before, but I've heard about it. Maybe because it's dark in there, I'm not going to really care that much. Or at least I won't be, like, consciously thinking about people looking at me because they can't see me because it's way too dark. But, I don't know. Maybe I'll meet a friend. Maybe I'll meet some new girlfriends, you know? Or who knows? I mean, it's a Tuesday. No one's going to be there. It's not going to get packed. I don't need to make a reservation. I'm just going to walk in, casually show my ID, and get a little cook, you know? I was thinking to myself, should I make some, like, male friends? Because I don't have any. And honestly, I don't think I need to. I've survived this long without them. Why would I entertain that idea, right? Because I have one male friend. And I don't really think I need any more than that. And do not worry, I have looked at the menu beforehand. I actually looked at it the other day, just to, you know, give myself a broader selection of what I could possibly do. It's gonna be a cantaloupe drink.
Whatever it is.
And if they don't have that, then I'm fucking screwed, because I don't have a backup. Tour group.
Performative reading. It's good.
I'm walking back. I've concluded my little self-date night out. It was really nice. I did order a second drink because they gave me a table, like a whole table just for myself, which I thought was so sweet. I wasn't meeting anyone there. And I wasn't hungry enough to get an appetizer, so I was like, I'll get a second drink. You know, it was really good, and the wait staff was very sweet and kind. And I would go back again. My first drink was a cantaloupe drink, which I had pre-planned before arriving. And then after I finished that, I asked the waiter, like, what they recommended. They recommended the strawberry sour thing. Anyway, I'm gonna go home and take my little puppy outside. She probably needs to poop and pee. I gotta feed back. Oh my god. The responsibilities of having pets, you know. As we're waiting for the oven to preheat, I'm just gonna wash my face to get this thing over with. There was a group of girls who were sitting in front of me, and I didn't want to say it because, you know, it's kind of rude to say. So the fact that I decided to say it makes me think that maybe it's not that rude. But they all looked very similar. They were all white, and they all had different hair colors that were still natural. But I was like, you know, the facial symmetry amongst all of them was just uncanny. I just like wondering if they're all friends or if they all have shared like the same mother or father, and like they're meeting up for the first time, and like they're like, oh my god, like we all share a parent, we're all kind of like co-siblings, because they all look exactly alike. And I think the chances of all 5 of them looking alike and the way that they are interacting, way too coincidental, you know what I mean? Makeup cleansing balm. I prefer a balm over a wipe. I just feel like I can really get into my eyelids, and that's where most of my makeup lies. What is that? Oh, it's soap. Why is the soap over there? I personally feel like I can just get into more of the crevices with a balm than a wipe when it comes to removing my makeup, especially in the eyes. And I have noticed that like an oil-based product when removing my makeup also helps with my skincare. Speaking of skincare, I recently started Panoxyl, which I say that in a way as if like I was prescribed fucking Panoxyl. I don't even know if that's how you say it, but and the reason I started it was because I've had these little bumps on my forehead since I was in high school, okay, like 14 years old, and they haven't gone away, they haven't improved. Sometimes it flattens out for no reason and then it comes back worse. I've tried different diets, different skincare, different, you know, just lifestyle changes, filtering the water, and it seems to not really go away. And then all of a sudden it started appearing on my cheeks maybe 2-3 years ago, and I was like, okay, I'm 23 years old, I feel like there should be some sort of improvement. And I remember a couple of years ago I went to the dermatologist for my eczema on my hands. I had really bad eczema, and he prescribed me a cream, and while he was analyzing my hands, he looked up at my forehead and he was like, yeah, we can take care of that too. So like, I'm not crazy, right? I'm self-diagnosing myself with closed comedones, which is when oils and stuff get stuck in the pores of your forehead and little bumps appear. And everyone has been kind of suggesting this brand, and I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So I've been trying it out for about a month, and I have seen visual improvements, and this is kind of the time where my acne gets worse, because my period's starting, hormonal acne, so the fact that like this is probably the best my skin has looked on my period is a huge plus. And I went into it being like, okay, I'm not gonna suddenly be like, oh my god, like my acne is so much better, like what the heck? Because there's just no point in having hope in a product when my brain thinks that it's actually doing some sort of improvement, when in reality it still looks the same. Like, I'm not trying to trick myself into this. There's a term for it, but I can't think of it. A placebo effect, you know what I mean? There we go. Do I look like a pretty girl? So, anyway, you know, when a brand sends me something, I will use it. And if I feel like I am too young to be using it, I will give it to my parents. Hence why my dad has a bottle of aisha retinol thing, because they sent it to me and I'm like, I'm too young to be using retinol. I'm not at that point yet. So I gave it to him because he's been wanting to try out retinol, and he liked it so much that he purchased a bottle after he ran out of that bottle completely. How's my skin? Let's put these cookies in the oven because it should be done preheating. I thought I had like 5. I got 3.
These are unfortunately cold because I just called my parents and that call lasted way longer than I thought. No complaints. Here we go. These are very good. It's a very good cookie, Joe. One. It's the best I've ever tasted. I've tasted lots of cookie, but yours is very different. Very flavorful. So if you've been keeping up with me, you know that I watch My Dress Up Darling, the anime, and the last episode got released, I think, this week. And I really am a huge fan of the dub cast. So I want to bask in those episodes watching the dub cast. But they're not out. They're always like a week or two behind the actual episode. So the episode would be subtitled for a week. And then another episode will be released, subtitled. But then the episode that was released before, the dub will come out for that one. And so I'm like, oh my God, I gotta wait like 2.5 weeks for the dub. Oh God, I'm usually against animes where the girl falls in love first, because I'm like, as a man, you should just be blessed that a woman wants to be within your vicinity, you know? Because nowadays, they don't want to be. We don't want to be unless we have to, you know? Close proximity. Bro, he likes her. I mean, she likes her. She likes him so much, and he's such a nerd. He doesn't know. Oh. That's also me with Dan. I don't know what the fuck is going on in Dan. I'm watching it. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. Everyone's naked sometimes, but he just wants her so, like, he's just such a nerd. He wants to respect her, and me when I'm crying over the bare minimum. I'm putting on my Gooner anime. I don't care. It's Goon time. Speaking of gooning, why did I make a TikTok a couple of days ago talking about how I used to subscribe to certain male ASMR YouTubers, and I'm getting flamed in the comments. People are like, you spent money on that? You spent actual dollars on that when there's ones for free? Y'all don't know the quality of a good male ASMR until you hear it. Until you pay $5 a month to hear it, okay? Because good Gooner ASMR is always behind a paywall. And it was a one-time subscription. I paid no more than $5.50 for my Gooner episode. But why are we judging my past like this? As if you guys don't appreciate me for who I am, when that was a brick that was placed to build the building, the 4 walls of the church that you worship, mind you. The one that you like to come and see, make videos and entertain you. But, I got a problem with that brick. That brick is... Without that brick, this place wouldn't be where it is today. I would not be standing. Okay? Whatever. Anyway,